Om Sri Sairam, offering our collective pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet, respected teachers, elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, loving Sairam to one and all present here. So today's Samarpan session, we have a very special person who needs no introduction, but I have to introduce. And he's someone, I'm sure all of us seated here, many of us, I'll say, sometime or the other we would have interacted with him and we would have got some guidance from him, some motivation from him, something or the other from him. And in fact, many times we can see Swami's words in him. He's none other than our own Sairam sir from the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School. So sir needs no introduction. Right from the class 8 to class 12th, all the students who are studied here would have some interaction with sir, either in the physics department or the drama or the sports meet or some time or the other when we used to go to sir for advice. So to keep the formalities, I'll give the brief introduction about sir. Sir hails from the town of Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, which is the southern Tamil Nadu. Sir did his undergraduate course in BSc Physics from the Brindavan campus from the 1989 to 1992, and subsequently he did his MSc Physics in the Prashantinilam campus from 92 to 94. During this time in Brindavan, sir was blessed to be Chai boy. So just to give a brief of Chai, so he is a Chinese national who had a bad childhood. He had a trauma during his childhood because of which he became mentally unstable. And then Swami promised his father he'll look after him, and he was in the Brindavan hostel. The authorities and the warden used to pick boys who are called Chai boys, who used to look after Chai. And Swami used to interact with the Chai boys, Swami used to interact with Chai, and sir was very lucky to be a Chai boy serving Chai during his days in Brindavan. And sir, after he finished his MSc Physics, in the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashantinilam campus, Swami told the principal then, Mr. Habbu, to send a telegram to sir and ask sir to join on 9th June as a teacher in the higher secondary school, as 9th June was a Thursday, and Swami personally wanted sir to join on a Thursday. And since then, sir has been motivating, guiding students in the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School. And as we all know, how the higher secondary school is one of the best schools in the CBSE in Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School, Prashantinilayam, and also Pan-India. And as a matter of fact, sir got a letter of appreciation from the Government of India, Ministry of Human Resource Development. And this is sent only to selected teachers across the country. Sir played a critical role and continues to play a critical role in the school development. Sir was an integral part of the Grama Seva, and sir was instrumental in the laddu packing department, where in the entire night and daytime, laddus were packed and put in crates to be distributed during the villages, during the Gram Seva. And even during the sports meet, it's almost like every 5 years, 10 years, the item repeats, apart from the bike stunts. That is, the reason is because the devotees should not get bored. The people who are watching should not get bored. And I remember one of the years, it was, I guess, in the year 2007 or 8. Sir just came up with one of the bags. It is a dhobi bag which can be folded. And that was the first time this bag had actually come to the mandir stores. And sir said, this bag can be folded, and that was when the conscious dots for sports meet had come up. So then we got one item which was circular, and we can make yellow, white, red circles with it, and we can show synchronizing items with it, like heart, or like Swami's 100th birthday, and which I think all the campuses are doing now. So without wasting much of time, I request Sairam sir to come over the stage and share his thoughts with us. Sairam.
Om Sri Sairam. My humble pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet, respected elders, and my dear brothers and sisters. I thank the Samarpan team for giving me an opportunity to recollect, relive those golden days that I had spent in Brindavan as a student. I had completed my 12th class in Metur Dam, and since I had good aggregate in the science subject, everyone was inspiring me to join engineering. But my father was very firm. He said, I want you to study in Swami's college. There was so much of argument regarding where I should study. Finally, my father told me, I can only show you the good path. I don't want my son to be an engineer. I want him to be with Swami. So finally, I decided I will write the entrance. If I get seat, I will join Swami's college, or else I will join engineering college outside. I wrote the entrance. I was selected. In those days, the boys who are allotted for which particular campus was read out in Mandir after the bhajans, in the presence of Swami by Vice Chancellor. So we had reached Parthi, and that evening, after the bhajan, they announced the names of the boys who were selected for Prashant Nilayam campus and those who were selected for Brindavan campus. So my name was read out for the Brindavan campus. So the college was starting from the next day. The boys who were supposed to go to the Prashant Nilayam campus had left. We were to leave next afternoon after the lunch. So I went back to the old hostel. That is where Brindavan students were staying. And next morning, we had darshan. Swami took some devotees for interview. Then we went, had breakfast. And then myself, along with 4 more students, went back to the old hostel. And I changed into lungi, and I was lying down there. Suddenly, one boy came running to the hostel and said, Swami is calling for interview. What are you all doing here? So we didn't know what was going on, but except some 4 or 5 of us, others were all in the interview room. And later, the boy told me, Swami called us inside and said, నాలుగు దున్నపోతులు లుంగి వేసుకొని పడుకున్నారు వాళ్ళని లేపి తీసుకుని రండి. That's what Swami had told them in the interview room. So we changed our dress, ran to the interview room, and Swami was looking at us. And then Swami was talking to some boys. That was the first time I have seen Swami, and how the boys were sitting so close to Swami that he didn't have place to put his leg down. He had placed it on the lap of the boys who were sitting in front. So it was all new for me. We were devotees right from the time I was born, but I don't know how Swami will be physically. When you see him only, you understand there is a different aspect of Swami. So In that interview, he told us, I have told the registrar that without wasting time, you all should go and see the ad block, administrative office, then see a show in the Space Theatre, have lunch quickly, and then you can leave for your Brindavan campus. So, as instructed, after the bhajan, we went to the administrative office. They took us to all the rooms, and we had a show in Space Theatre. Then we had lunch, we were waiting for the bus, and Swami came in the first floor balcony. In those days, Swami used to stay above the bhajan hall. And then he brought bananas, and from top he was throwing it to us down, and two bananas each. And he was commenting on how each of us were taking the catch. For some of them, 2 bananas went separate, and with left hand one, right hand one, they were holding. And Swami was saying, very good. And then some of them missed it. He said, poor concentration. So we had like this. So much of fun was there. Swami was also enjoying it. And then he said, okay, now get into the bus. I have sent some sweets for you. On the way you can have. And study well. I will come soon. And Swami said, most blessed boys are those who are chosen for Brindavan campus. So we were very happy. Initially I was very sad thinking that Prashantalayam campus I missed. But when Swami himself told this, I felt very happy. We came the evening around 7:30 or 8. In those days, in colleges, this ragging was very rampant. So I had no idea of how colleges will be. As soon as we came, our bus stopped there, right in front of the hostel. When I got down with my luggage, somebody came and pulled it from my hand and vanished. I thought, my God, ragging started. So that was my idea when I came here. So I asked my classmate, somebody took off my luggage, what should I do? He said, even mine somebody has taken. It's common, senior boys, they have received us, they have taken our luggage, they will place it in our room so that we can directly go for dinner. See, can you imagine a hostel where the senior students receive the juniors like this? It was really a shock for me. So we had our dinner, went back to the room. Then at around 9:30, they gave us milk. And 10 o'clock, there was a prayer. And then we all slept. Next morning, see why I am describing this little more is, for me it is the first time to stay away from parents. Next morning, there was a bell at 5. We woke up, then someone said, brush your teeth and go for Suprabhatam. 5:20 there was a bell. That was starting of Suprabhatam. After that, 6 o'clock there was a bell. That was for Ragi. 6:20 there was a bell to go to the ground for jogging and exercise and games. Then I came back to the hostel. 8 o'clock there was a bell. That was for breakfast. 8:30 there was a bell. That was for study hours. 9:30 there was a bell. That was to go to the college. The college was there from 10 to 1. We come back, there was a bell, and we had lunch. Then there was a bell, we went back to college. Then when the college was over, we came back, there was a bell and tea was served. Then there was a bell to go to the ground for games. There was a bell for bhajans. Then there was a bell for dinner. You all must be aware of it, but still I'm repeating it for a reason. Because I couldn't take it. That was my problem. I felt the whole life is this much tight schedule I have never experienced anywhere. And some teachers told us, Swami has purposefully kept such a tight schedule so that mind will not unnecessarily roam around. So all the schedule is designed by Swami. Days went on, and Swami had not come to Brindavan. Then we went to Brindavan for Dasara. And there, see the type of training that we get. That same old hostel where only 30 of us were there, that overnight stay there. Now we were 150 there. Everybody had a place to just lie down, and there were 4 or 5 bathrooms to take bath and get ready for darshan. And everything was going on so systematically, and we learned to adjust. Adjustment is something which is very, very important. After that, Swami said, you can write your exams here, and then along with you all, I will come to Brindavan. So we were very happy. We finished our exams there. Then along with Swami, we came. Holidays had started. So we reached somewhere in the evening, and after the darshan, boys were leaving for home. So I also left in the evening, and I went to my auntie's house where my mother was waiting to take me home. I told my mother, that's it. I may continue my studies in postal, but I will not go back to the hostel. I can study anywhere else. I'll sit at home and study. I will not go to the hostel. And I told my mother, one last darshan tomorrow I'll go, and then I'll come back. And next morning I came for darshan from Bangalore. Bhajans got over. Swami called us to the Trai for a session. And even today, I don't know what changed in me in that session, that I went back and told my mother, I'm not coming back for holidays. I'm going to stay back in the hostel. My mother was staring at me. Is it the same boy who went and came back, or somebody else? She said, did you hammer your head anywhere in the bus or somewhere while traveling? I said, no. But I don't want to come home. I want to stay here. So in that interview, which Swami had called in Trai, Swami opened one wafers. One sweet was there. And then Swami broke it into a piece, this big. And then he said, how do you all eat this? In our days, there was only rice, curd, buttermilk, and milk. Nowadays, you all have so many things to eat. And then he held it in his hand and just blew it. It changed into this size emerald stone, green color stone it was. And then he was showing it to everyone. And then he took a cover and tried to put it inside the cover. And it slipped. See, students are sitting very close to Swami. It slipped. And Swami was looking down and saying, give it. The boy sitting there was looking around this side, that side. He didn't find it. He said, Swami, it's not here. Donga. Em chesavu? Like that he was asking him. He said, Swami, I didn't take. Somewhere behind me, I was sitting in the 4th row. Somewhere behind me, tuck, like that one sound came. And when we turned back and saw, it was lying behind me. And one boy took it in his hand. And Swami said, see this fellow? So fast he passed it on there. And the boy sitting in front was staring at Swami. And Swami said, tamas, give it back, he said. Then we gave it back to Swami. He immediately blew it. It became wafer again. Then he asked that boy to eat it. He put in his mouth, he was eating it. Now, I will change it into emerald. He was holding his neck and Swami like that. The boy was looking at Swami. See, I had never seen, I used to think spiritual means something you have to be very serious. You should not smile. Always put as if you are very sincere, that kind of a face. But here I was seeing Swami playing around and making everybody happy. So that joy you cannot describe. See, you can see my mentality was not to come back here again. That one session, that love that is pervading so powerful that I changed my mind. And even today I'm still here, right? That is the power of that love. So we stayed here, and then I had completed my first year. In second year, we were all asked to take up one extracurricular activities. And I was very interested in taking care of the maintenance of the hostel. So I said, I will take up the maintenance. But one teacher called me and then said, you should serve chai. So I was not familiar who chai was. So I asked, sir, what is that work? He said, there is a devotee of Swami who is mentally sick, and Swami has promised his father that he would take care of him. So every year some boys are appointed to take care of him. So you should do that. So for those who don't know who Chai is, just in few lines I'll tell. He is a Chinese devotee. His father, due to some tragic incident in his life, he turned mentally upset. And then his father had requested Swami to take care of him. So from that time, the boys who are in the hostel, few of them were allotted to take care. So this time, that opportunity was for me. But my mind was there in maintenance work. I said, sir, I prefer maintenance. I will do that. He said, no, listen to me, you have to only do. So I didn't have any other choice. So there were two senior boys who were already there. So they took me to Chai's room. His room is the other side of Trai. There are a few houses. He had a room there. So that was the first time I saw him. And then he spoke. They introduced me to him. He spoke in English, but I couldn't understand what exactly he was speaking. But those two boys were able to understand. They said, as days goes by, you will understand what he's talking. Don't worry. And I asked them, why the windows, no glass panes are there? All windows, the glass pane is not there. They said, no, how many other times we put the glass pane, he hits it with his hand and breaks it. So we decided not to put it. You can imagine the new boy who has come to serve him, what will be running in his mind. I was really very scared. But I used to go with these boys. Our job was to give breakfast, lunch, tiffin, and dinner. And once in a while, we clean up the house, give him bath, and then make him change his dress. So we had to do, because he had little difficulty, because he was given shock, and he was not able to move freely. So that was his condition. Everything was fine. But suddenly one day, I was near him doing something, and he was coughing. So the senior boys told me, be careful, because he has TB. So if you go too close to him, you will also get. Then this was a second shock for me. I said, my God, I didn't know that he had TB. But I asked them, why won't you get TB? He said, no, we will not get because Swami called us one day and hit us on the head 3 times like this. Don't worry, it will not come to you. That means you will not get affected by it. Nothing will happen. So we have that blessing. I felt I don't have still. What should I do? So this thought again was disturbing me a lot. And meanwhile, we went to Brindavan. We went to Puttaparthi for some function. And one morning, bhajan was going on. I was sitting near the back door of the bhajan hall. And suddenly, everybody became alert. And I was thinking in my mind, if I get TB, what will happen? I am the only son to take care of my parents. What will happen to them? This thought is very badly going around. I have 2 sisters, but sisters will get married and go. So what will happen to my parents? These thoughts were running in my mind. Swami suddenly came through the bhajan hall. He came through the back door. I was sitting there. He came and he was looking at me like this. He was looking at me and I was looking up at Swami. And Swami smiled. He hit me on the head 3 times like that. Nothing will happen. Imagine my joy. See, I was just thinking of that. Only myself and Swami understood what was going on. The boy next to me asked, what won't happen? I said, nothing will happen. So that was what the answer I gave, because he will never understand what was going on in my mind. From that day, I decided I will take care of Chai like my own child. Nothing to stop me from serving him. So I developed a new attachment for him, and I spent most of the time just being with him around. I used to take him to the library, and then our Nandagopal sir used to be there. He used to spend some time in library, and he was very fond of magazines. One day he asked me, when the library was closing, I said, come, let us go. He asked me, whose is this library? So I just said, yours only. Oh, mine. He put the Times magazine in his pocket and walked out of the library. Nandagopal sir was staring at me, and I said, sir, sorry sir, I will go home and then I will bring it back. He was smiling and said, okay, fine. So days went by like this, and one day we felt he is not able to move. He became some kind of a sickness was there, and he was not able to get up from his bed. He was passing urine and stool in the bed itself. So we were wondering what must have happened. There was a wound on his head which was getting infected, and that must be the cause. So doctors gave some medicine, but it was becoming difficult for him. Then Swami came that time, and then Swami inquired about him, and he said, see, now it is difficult for the boys to take care of him. His condition is not bad. You shift him to the hospital. He was rushed to the Niman's hospital, and an operation was to be done. So it was a skull operation. And after a few days, the operation was done, and Swami was explaining to us, it seems so much pus was there inside his head. Doctors have successfully operated. now he is able to move his hands and legs very well. And then he told us one day, "Ah, today you three go and see your mama." Some used to make fun calling Chai as our mama. So your mama is there, you go and see him. So we went to Niman's hospital, and he was jumping like a child, seeing us. And then he was asking, "Where were you all these days? I didn't see you for so many days." And he had a bandage in his hand, fully covered like some boxer. So we asked the doctors, "What happened to his hand? Why have you bandaged it?" Then the doctor said, "You don't know the tension that he put us few days before. He opened his skull like a tiffin box. His skull was cut and the operation was done. And he said one night he just opened it. And it was such an emergency, we had to rush him immediately to the operation theater. So we had to stitch back. And after that we put this bandage so that if he tries to again pull it, he won't be able to do." So then we came back and told this to Swami, and Swami was listening all this. And then that year passed by, and the senior students had left. So along with me, few more students were there who joined newly. And Swami took us for an interview one day. And then Chai was also there. He was smiling and talking to himself. And Swami was telling us actually what happened in his life and all that. And then Swami created a chain for him. And Swami put it around his neck. And then he was just looking at the chain. And then he was playing with it for some time. We went to the home. And evening when we went to give him dinner, the chain was not there with him. He had broken it and he had put it somewhere. Somehow we struggled, searched for it, and then found the chain. Next morning, I gave the chain to Swami and said, "Swami, he broke it." Then Swami created a ring. And he told me, "Put this." So we took the ring and we tried to put it in his fingers. It was very loose. If he puts his hand down, it was falling off. So we cannot leave it there and come. So I brought it with me. Evening darshan, I told Swami, "Swami, this ring is loose. Amy loose. You are only loose." He told like that. Swami was making fun, and he said, "Tomorrow you bring him, I will put it." So that night I had that ring in my pocket. I have to, till next day I should have it very safe, because Swami gave anything he can do. It can just vanish, so anything can happen. So I kept holding it whole night with 3 pins on my pocket so that nobody can touch it. And around 10 o'clock, one boy from first year, he came to my room and said, "Brother, show me that ring, I want to see." I said, "No, only for seeing, I'll give it immediately," he said. Then I opened all the pins and then took it out. He immediately put it in his finger. Oh, for me also it is not fitting. If only it had fitted my finger, it will be very nice. I said, "If you want a ring, you ask Swami. But this belongs to Chai, so he give it back to me." And then I kept it in my pocket, again put back all the pins, and I was holding it whole night and sleeping. I was not peaceful till I give it back to Swami. So next evening, we brought Chai also for darshan. And then Swami asked me, give the ring. I gave the ring. Swami said, put it. Then I put it, it was coming off. Then Swami took it, he just blew it, gave it back to me and said, now put it. You won't believe, it was not going beyond this. It was going only to half the finger, which was going fully and coming out so big it was. It became small. So I tried to somehow push it into his finger, and it was paining for him, and he held my cheek like this. He was pulling my cheek. I was not leaving his hand and trying to force it inside. It was a big tug-of-war going on between me and him. And Swami was like, aim chestunar, he said. And then he said, give the ring back. And we gave the ring back. Swami went and sat on the jula. And Swami called one boy. And when he got up, I was surprised to see it was the same boy who asked me to show the ring previous night. And then Swami put it in his finger. It was exactly fitting for him. Swami said, perfect fit. You keep it with you. I was wondering, my God, I didn't get a thought like that. Right? I would have got a ring from Swami. Just joking, but that same boy got the ring. I was really surprised. See, Swami knows everything. Because in one interview, suddenly he called Mohan, like that he called. And one boy got up, and then Swami said, come here. The boy went near Swami. And then Swami said, see, this boy wanted to go home for holiday, vacation. But he didn't have the money to make the travel. So last night, he was sitting and crying to me, Swami, I want to see my parents, but I cannot put burden on them, so I am staying back. Swami said, I knew that he didn't have money. And then Swami gave him some money. And then Swami said, happily go home and be with your parents for the holidays. And that time Swami said, Naku anni telusu. Even your parents may not know, but I know every thought of yours. One day, I saw so many boys running to the auditorium. So, this happened in my first year, when I was just seeing Swami. Everybody ran to the auditorium, so I also ran along with them, not realizing that Swami had called only the third-year boys. When I went inside to the auditorium foyer, that is where I understood that none of my classmates were around me, and only senior boys were there. And they are telling me, Swami called only third-year boys. You are in first year, how did you come? I said, I saw everybody running, I also ran. So I didn't see who was with me. Then I just got up to go outside, but Swami came off inside. So they said, sit quietly. So I sat, thinking that I should not be identified. And Swami came and started looking at each boy and asking, where are you from? Where are you from? So some said Bombay, some said Delhi. One boy said from some place. And he looked at me and asked, you? I said, Swami, from Metur Dam. You are not third-year boy. That's it. My heart stopped beating. You are first-year boy, no? He asked like that. I said, yes, Swami. I know everything, right? I know everything. So, see, these all may look like small incident, but how Swami knows everything. I had many instances in Chai's life where some of the things are very personal, where he had told me, to that extent when three of us were there in the interview room, he told me in my ears. So I was really stunned. My goodness, how is it that Swami knowing this and telling me, do this for him. So, such was the intimacy that God has with all his devotees. And in my uh, second year, Swami called three of us, and then he said, you all have done very good work, so I'll give you safari dress. And there were 3 pieces of safari cloth on the sofa, and Swami gave those 2 boys. And then when he gave me, he said, see, for those 2 boys, 3 meters I'm giving, because they are heftier than you. Okay, of course, now I have overtaken them maybe, but that time I was quite thin. And Swami said, for you 2.5 is enough. Then we took the clothes, took namaskar. I came back to the hostel and I was calculating. If half shirt, 1.6, one pant, 1.2. If I add up, it's coming to 2.8. So I felt 3 meters for them is fine. But 2.5 for me is coming short. But what to do? Swami gave only 2.5. So I thought, I'll go home and then buy a similar cloth and then attached with it and then stitch the safari. But that evening, Swami called us again, and then he kept some money in our pocket. He said, stitching charges, get it stitched, wear it tomorrow and come. So now I was in a fix. Where to get the cloth? I cannot go around buying cloth. So we took the cloth to the tailor. He stayed somewhere other side of the road. And then we gave it for stitching. And we told him, Swami wants us to wear it tomorrow, so please give it to us by tomorrow afternoon. He said, sir, don't worry. Whole night also I'll be awake. I'll finish it, then only I'll sleep. And before leaving, I told the tailor, see, my cloth is little less, so be careful when you stitch. Don't waste unnecessarily any part of the cloth. He said, don't worry, sir, I'll adjust. Next afternoon, we went to take the dress, and the tailor told me, sir, for those 2 boys, it was little less. So I cut little from yours and used for them. I was shocked. I said, already it was less for me. And what do you mean by saying that? Because we were very particular that what was given to us should come to us. So we had written the name on the cloth and all that so that the tailor will not mess up. He said, for them it was less, so I took little from yours. I was so upset. I came back to the hostel. I was sitting there thinking, maybe he stitched a trouser, half pant kind of a thing and a shirt for me. So that's what must have happened. Otherwise, how will he have extra cloth in mind? Then the other 2 boys came wearing their dress. They said, hey, Sairam, get ready. We have to go and show it to Swami now. I said, half pant is allowed for that shirt. I was just joking with them. And then I really was sad to remove that from the packet and wear it. But you won't believe, when I wore it, I had to wear a belt to hold it because it was quite big. So I wore a belt and then went for darshan. We were sitting in a row, 3 of us, and Swami came and looked at us. Bagundi, he told like this. And then he looked at me and said, Swami, Yedi ichina ekkuve. See, he told me like that and just walked away. Once again, it was like, Yemi kadu. That's how it was. Because the students were sitting around me were asking, what is more? I said, cloth is more, because I didn't have anything else to tell them. But that was a profound lesson. See, there is a saying, if there is one person good in a village, it will rain for the entire village. So whenever God gives, it is always more. Our desires and things are so big, we feel it is less. So God always gives us much, much more, because you just see a poor man wants to be rich like the rich man. A rich man wants to be richer than the next person. So our desires don't have a limit. That's why Swami used to say, the richest person is one who has the least desire. That's how we are rich. So these are small, small lessons that we learn from Swami. And one day, Thursdays we used to have a session on Parayanam in the college auditorium. So one speaker had come, he was quite old man, and he came and gave a speech in Telugu, and Anil Kumar sir was translating it. He was the principal at that time for us. And he said he had a kind of a negative energy that was following him everywhere. And he was getting scared of that. And he told in many an occasion to Swami. And Swami said, when time comes, I will take care. So he said, I had been to some place outside on some job, and I was staying in a room, and I felt that that negative energy in me was trying to harm me. So I didn't know what to do. I got up. I looked at the wall. There was a Shiva calendar with a trishul. And the trishul came out of the calendar and poked on the bed. And that was the last time I had this kind of a feeling. And Swami kept his promise saying, when right time comes, I will help you. This, when I heard, I couldn't believe. So I told the classmate sitting next to me, very old people may get some imagination like that, I think. That is why he must be telling an incident like this. After 1 month passed, myself and 2 more boys were coming back from Chai's room after giving him some tea and tiffin to have. And when we came there, Swami came out of Trayi and he said, go and sit before I call the other boys to come in. So it was a golden opportunity, because in Brindavan, the greatest thing that happens is after every bhajan, we all students go inside, sit around Swami, and there used to be a nice session with Swami. So for that, we had a competition. We have to run and book our place. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. That's how we, 3 rows we arrange. And 1.1 sits right under Swami's feet. So that day when he told us, when Swami told us, go and sit, I am going to call the other boys, I was 1.1. So I sat right under the jula, and the 2 boys sat next to me. And others came running in, dashing inside. You must really see those days how we used to run. Our Ravi Kumar sir and others will know. They used to find it very difficult to control us. Because sometimes primary school children will run along with us. They fall down and two boys will lift them by hand, one on each side, and he goes flying after that with the other brothers. And Swami used to tell, these small fellows, why are you running with these Dunapotas? You can come slowly, no? But never we used to hear. So it was such a wonderful time we had. And I sat that day in front, and Swami came and sat in the Jula. And then Swami said, did this person talk to you in your prayer hall? Then I was sitting in front. Yes, Swami, nodding with full energy. You know one thing? The next day I sent him a letter. And do you know what was written in the letter? So we didn't know. Then he said, I will call him. And he called him and he came. Hey, when you spoke in college, the next day I sent you a letter. What was written in that? He said, Swami had written, such experiences don't narrate to boys, because their young mind will not understand that. And then he said, కొంతమంది పిల్లలు అతనికి ఏజ్ ఎక్కువ అయిపోయింది, నోటికి వచ్చినట్టు మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు అన్నారు. He told. And who was that? I was the one who talked like that. Then I understood, oh, that's why I'm here, front, right in front. I held Swami's feet so tight and then said, Swami, please forgive me. For you, anything is possible. It was my foolishness to think that can such incidents happen? Because Swami is someone who can change sky to earth, earth to sky. And I am really wrong in thinking like that. I put my head down and kept on praying that he should not let the cat out. This was the fellow who was talking like this. If he does that, I am gone. So I kept praying and then I prayed, Swami, any incident, now I understand God can do anything, I will believe. So please forgive me for this time. I will not do such mistakes or anything again. So that was a big lesson for me. Straight it happened where I felt that, see, the relation between God and devotee, only they understand. We are no one to question. So that is one lesson that I had learnt. And I was finishing my third year, and Swami said, these children took care of chai very nicely, so I will take them to Kodaikanal. And then he called the three boys who were there with him. They were sitting on one side. I was sitting with the third year boys because we were wanting Swami to give us an interview as final year boys. So I was sitting with them. And Swami called those three boys and said, I will take you to Kodaikanal. Then one teacher stepped forward and told, Swami, Sairam is sitting there. He is third year boy. A pakoda. Let him be there. So Swami didn't say, let him also come. So darshan was over and he called me, the teacher called me to the room and he said, why did you sit separately? See, Swami is taking those three boys to Kodaikanal. I somehow tried to tell Swami, but Swami said, let him be there. So I don't know what Swami means. So you have to ask Swami tomorrow to take you also to Kodaikanal. I said, sir, I am very scared to get up and tell anything. So if Swami comes separately, then I will tell him. And he laughed and said, when will Swami come separately for you to ask this? So I leave it to you. you do whatever you want. 2-3 days passed by, and one day I was taking some snacks for chai. I was passing through Trai Brindavan. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Suddenly, Swami opened the door and came out. And it was me and one more boy. His name is Saroj Pradhan. We both of us were going, and Swami called us. So we went running to Swami, and I remembered that I said, if Swami comes alone, I will ask him. So immediately I said, Swami, take me also to Kodaikanal. Then Swami said, Yakyandre, like I remember only that word. After that he spoke to me in Kannada. I was staring at Swami and said, Swami, I don't know Kannada. He sternly looked at me and told me in Hindi. I said, Swami, I don't know Hindi. Tunna pata, he told me. Take namaskar, he said. And then both of us took namaskar. Swami went inside and closed the door. I felt so bad. There was an opportunity for me to ask. I didn't make use of it. So I was feeling so bad. And I was telling Saroj Pradhan, who was coming with me, see, Swami told me twice, I didn't understand. Neither I knew Kannada nor I knew Hindi. Saroj Pradhan told me, brother, I understood, I know Hindi. I said, wow, great. What did Swami tell? Swami told, you should not go home for holidays. You be here and take care of chai. I was shocked because that holidays my sister's marriage was fixed. And the next few days my father was coming to take me home. And here he was telling me that Swami has told me to stay back. So I thought, what I should do now? I was in confusion. And next evening, Swami was giving Pada Namaskar because boys were leaving for holidays. And when he came near me, Eppudu intiki potunnavu, he asked. Then I told Swami, Swami, you told me to stay back. Ni ishtam, he told like that. I said, Swami, I'll either stay here and take care of chai, or I'll come with you to Kodaikanal. And Swami looked at me and told, stay here. I felt so disappointed, but fine, it was God's wish that I should be there. And that evening my classmate came and told me, see, why are you feeling so bad? Just imagine the faith that Swami has in you, that he wants you to stay back and take care of him. So feel happy. So many of them gave me encouraging words. I said, okay, I'll stay. And next morning, Swami called the Kodaikanal boys and then gave them an interview. And there he told these second year boys, tell that Pakoda that he should take someone's help. It is very difficult to take care of chai during the holidays. So he can take somebody's help. So they came back and told me, Brother Swami told us like this, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know, because whose help I should take, who will stay with me? I was confused. And one first year boy came to me and said, Brother, I don't want to go for holidays. He was from Kerala. He said, I have very bad company. My schoolmates are there. I will again go back to the same bad habits. I want to stay back. Then I took him to one of our teachers and told, sir, he wants to stay back, it seems. And can he stay and be with me to help chai? Then he said, I'll find out from Swami. And that evening he asked Swami, and then he came back and told me, Swami has allowed that boy also to stay with you. And next morning Swami was leaving for Kodaikanal. and he called myself, that other boy, and two more boys were staying back for learning driving. And we four of us were only staying back for the holidays. And Swami gave us Pada Namaskar, and he said, do sincerely. So Swami left for Kodaikanal, and few teachers were here, and we four were staying here. From that day, what I noticed was, Chai was not having food at all. Whenever we took food, either it will be left as it is, or he would throw it in one corner. This went on for almost 4 or 5 days. And one day we were told, some devotees going to Kodaikanal, if you want to send letters, you can send. So myself and that first year student, we made a card, and in that card we wrote inside, beloved Swami, it is our duty to give him food, but whether he consumes it or not is not in our hands. So that Swami only should take care. So we sent that card. See, morning we gave the card. It would not have reached Kodaikanal. Afternoon, when we went, he was standing at the entrance of the door. Come fast, I am hungry, he told. Because sometimes he plays like that. And if you go inside, he will have something in his hand to give you a nice shot. So I told that other boy, wait, you don't have experience, I have experience, so let me find out whether things are fine around him, then I'll go. But when I noticed there was nothing with him, and then he went and sat on the table, he asked us to serve food, and when we were there only, he started eating food, and he finished it. We were surprised. Morning we sent that card, and his behavior totally changed. And evening, when we came to give him evening snacks, he said, I'll come with you. So we used to have a nice time in the evening, all teachers and four of us. We used to go and play cricket in the ground. And then after that, we used to go to the canteen for food. And regularly we used to pack for chai and bring food for him. From that day onwards, you won't believe, he was coming with us to the ground. A chair was put for him. He was watching the match. And whenever we hit a 6 or 4, he would get up and jump so much. And he was so happy. And we used to take him to the canteen, give him dinner and get back to the room, and he used to take rest. So one evening, I was wearing my shoes. That first year boy, he told me, brother, now that so many times I had come with you, I have to give him only this Tetra Pak. I will run and give it and come. You need not come. Then I said, okay. So he went and he came running. I was sitting here and watching him running in this, in front of Trai. I thought there were 2 dogs in the Trai Brindavan backside. I thought maybe they are chasing him or something, because he came that fast running. And then he said, brother, something happened to Chai. He is not responding. And he has fallen down from his chair. So I was shocked. I ran to the room, and he had fallen from his chair, and his eyes had gone above like that. Somehow we lifted him, put him, tried to sprinkle water, but he was absolutely not responding. And I was getting so scared. See, it's a responsibility that is given by Swami, and we have failed or what. I was really scared. Then we went and reported to our teachers. We arranged a taxi and took him to the hospital. And the doctor here said, see, I am not able to understand what is the problem with him. We have to take him to Nimmans only. Because previously he was treated there. It's better he is taken there. But he said one thing. It looks like he got paralyzed. Because his mouth was pulled to one side. And his hands and legs were like this. He was not able to move. So we decided we'll bring him back to hostel, ring up to Nimmans, because Nimmans we have to take appointment and go. So we thought we'll take an appointment. So on the way, while coming back, I had some vibhuti packets which Swami had given us before leaving for Kodaikanal, and I smeared it on his hands and legs, which were not moving. He was in the back seat, he was leaning on me, and his legs were towards that other boy, and his mouth was pulled, his hand was like this. We were returning from our Whitefield hospital. Suddenly, his hand shook so violently, I was not able to hold his hand. It was like some vibrator, it was shivering like that. And he started scratching his head. That means hand became normal. So I felt very happy that he is able to, because it was twisted like this and it became straight. I felt very happy that his hand is fine. Then we brought him and put him on the table in the office, and we were trying to contact Nimhans. And as I was talking to some officials there in the hospital, I saw a child climbing down the staircase, that is steps in front of the hostel. He was coming down walking. Then I told that other boy, he is walking. So we'll take him off like that only to his room. Let us see what to do later. So we cut the call, took him to his room, but his mouth was pulled to one side. He was not talking also anything. And we made him lie down there. We both were sitting, not knowing what to do next. Then I told him, see, you go, have a wash and get his food. After that, I will also go back and have a wash. Then that boy left for getting his dinner. And before he went for getting dinner, I just told him how nice it will be if only he gets up now and says, I'll break your head if you don't go out from here. We'll be so happy, no, that he has started talking. We don't mind whatever he talks, but he'll be happy that he started talking. So we were discussing among us like this, and that boy left. I took his plates and tumblers to the bathroom, and I was cleaning it. Suddenly I saw a shadow on the wall. So I knew sometimes he will come behind and hit us sometimes. So I saw the shadow and I got scared. What is he going to do now? So slowly I turned back. There was one broken cot kept in one corner. He had pulled out the leg from there and he was standing with that. I was cornered because he is at the entrance, I am inside the bathroom. And he said, are you going out or I'll break it on your head, he said. I said, please give me way, I'll go out. And then he moved little. I ran out of the house. That boy was coming with his carrier. And he said, sir, sir told that we both should stay here tonight. I said, if we stay here, we won't get up in the morning. So let us not stay here. He is perfectly fine. Nothing is wrong with him. And then he said, what happened? Now you have to go inside carefully because you have to give him food. So we waited, watched from the window that he went and lied down on the bed. And then we went inside, kept his food, and we came out. And really, see, doctor has felt that he was paralyzed, and we have seen his hands and legs twisted, but in no time, everything became normal. Who can do all this? Impossible. And one day what happened? When Swami was here, I was bringing him from backside, and Swami was going out for darshan. So when we saw Swami there, I told Chai, come, we'll go. He said, shoes. I said, no problem. Because I felt Swami knows what he is. So he won't mind if I take him with shoes. So I took him off to Swami. And Swami looked at me and said, shoes to chao. Then I didn't know what to tell. And then Swami told, Dunna pata. He told like that. And then Swami went off. It looked like Swami got a little upset. So I felt bad. One of my teacher called me and told, see, you should not have brought him with shoes to Swami because so many people are watching. It will not look nice, no? I said, sir, I didn't think that much. I thought if I wait to remove his shoes, Swami may go off. So I wanted to somehow take him to Swami, so I brought him off like this. He said, okay, it's fine. After 2 days, Swami was going to the other side to somebody's house. And Chai's room also is there nearby. So we asked our teachers, sir, we want to go there and then invite Swami to Chai's house. Then he said, okay, try your luck. If Swami comes, good. So we ran there, immediately cleaned the room here and there, little bit, whatever we could. We had purchased one new blanket, and then we put it on a normal chair, bamboo chair. And we thought if Swami comes, he can sit there. And then Swami came out of that house, and we ran and asked Swami, come to Chai's room. Swami said, go, I'll come. And then we ran, Swami came inside. And then Swami was seeing, oh, tape recorder is there, listening to songs. He asked, no, Swami, it's not working. He broke it, he threw it down and it broke, so it's not working. Ah, good. And then he looked at the tube light. Why it is burnt? That choke must be something wrong. So he was talking to us very casually. He went even to the bathroom and saw, oh, good, everything is nice. And we asked Swami will take a photo. Swami said, okay. Chai ni kuda piluvu ito. So I called Chai. He was wearing a chappal. He immediately went to a corner, left the chappal and came for photo. Then Swami looked at me and said, ఆ రోజు అతను బాధపడ్డాడు. స్వామి ముందర చెప్పులతో వెళ్తున్నానని అతను బాధపడ్డాడు రా. He told. That means he knew that he should not go with chappal to Swami. So he was wanting to leave his chappal. And I rushed him with chappal to go near Swami. So imagine the humility of God. I was thinking, because in other size, it would have been no respect for Swami or what like that. Swami's feeling for somebody who is mentally sick, that he felt bad, that he came off to Swami with chappal. So that was a great lesson that we had learnt. So living with Swami is lesson. Everything. So he has said, my life is my message. That is what it is. So we are all fortunate that we were there with Swami and learnt lessons like this. There are so many incidents. I think the time is over 6 o'clock it is. So let me stop here. And then I again thank the Samarpan group for giving me this opportunity. Jai Sairam.
Thank you, sir, for coming from Prashant Nilayam and sharing your experiences with us. I'm sure this week would have been a hectic week for you, especially with the sports meet and the drama and also the Sankranti prize distribution. But in spite of your busy schedule, you have made it up to Brindavan to share your experiences. And this place itself, is the best place where you can share chai experiences, because every student, every devotee here can relive the moments. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing the experiences. And actually, we lost the time. We didn't even realize when you told us 6 o'clock. We didn't even realize it. I request Raghavendra, sir, and Dr. Ravi Kumar, warden of hostel Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, to come over and felicitate sir, Sairam sir, and present a memento to sir. I have a few announcements to make. Post Mangalarati, we'll have Trai Prajakshana, and Prasadam will be served at the exit doors. All the devotees are requested to partake Swami's Prasadam. Sairam.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता गुरुदैवमो मरियन्तयो नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयो नीवे नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयना ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।